Hello everyone. Have you ever seen the construction of a compressor crankshaft using a giant cruise ship crankshaft? Especially, these workers do not use any modern equipment, but only basic equipment to complete it easily. Let's find out with me in today's video. I often call these guys the most handsome and talented guys in the country. Before your eyes you see a cruise ship's crankshaft being cut into many parts. All the cuts are meticulously and precisely aligned based on the experienced eyes of the workers. Look and see the sparks shooting out. It's so beautiful, like a masterpiece in the manufacturing industry. This job requires great care and perseverance. The huge crankshaft is not cheap. A small mistake can cost this worker many days of work. You can see his high concentration. What a beautiful sight. The electric sparks are like fireworks on Tet holiday in my country Vietnam. I guess you have heard about it. The worker always observes, changes the angle so that no mistake happens here. It can be said that it was an extremely arduous process, and I just now noticed that he only needed protective gear. Perhaps he was very familiar with this. It is unbelievable that such a large block of iron could be easily cut by an electric spark. At the end of the process of cutting the steel block in half, we can see a very beautiful cut. What a hard work. Next, this worker lifted the cut steel block to the assembly area to prepare for the next stage. We can see many similar steel blocks are also here. The next step is considered difficult, dangerous, and requires much more care. You can see that it takes a lot of people to do this step. Each block of metal is put into a high-temperature furnace. Many people, but they only use simple support tools, another steel bar plus the support from a crane. Did you guys notice the guy holding the shield? He's standing there, but his role is the most important. The door also has a special way of working. With their sixth sense and years of experience, when it came time to take the metal out, they had to be much more careful. But what were they doing? Oh my God! The red-hot steel is brought to the forge hammer and the first blows. Look at them working together so well. They are really great guys. Come here, it looks simple, but trust me, it is very hot and difficult. They work together to adjust this hot metal block precisely. Unbelievably, the square block of iron through the skillful hands of these guys has gradually become round and smooth. The sound of the hammer hitting each time is like a piece of music. Only those in the profession know what they are doing. They are creating segments for the hot metal block. Looking at this soft block of metal, I don't think this is a block of metal. Do you agree with me? Why does it become so soft and supple through the hands of these guys? Oh look, it seems like there are even old people doing this hard work. They are really experienced people. This hot metal mass is taking shape. The workers continue with the other end of it. Every time the hammer hit, the audience heard beautiful music, but for them, every time, their hands were under great pressure. I could even see their bodies shaking with the movement of the metal. The remaining end of the metal block was quickly rounded off and they continued to segment it. After a while, the metal is no longer hot, they continue to put it in the furnace, and continue to be the performance of the brave men. This is truly a respectable profession, they all try for their families. We can sit at home comfortably watching this video, but they can't. Look at the heat of this furnace, the shield seems like it could catch fire at any moment. The metal block was heated and it continued its beauty work, each Buddha sound continued to ring. The work of these guys continued. The metal block was heated and it continued its beauty work, each Buddha sound continued to ring. The work of these guys continued. Do you feel that this piece of metal has taken the initial shape of the crankshaft? Perhaps this hot forging process is almost over. Each hammer sound, each drop of sweat falling, perhaps they are about to rest. Here they mainly use human power, but the products they make are of extremely high quality. Do you know this country? By now everyone is tired, you think they can rest? No. Do you remember the metal blocks at the beginning of the video? They are waiting for the worker. As far as I know they work more than 10 hours a day to support their family. Hard work, but this is their job. You can see a lot of people doing this job. Here the metal block is reshaped one last time before being sent to the next stage. Then the metal block was lifted to the assembly area. I saw him standing quite close to the hot metal block. Was he hot? He was showing us the process and it finally worked. Now that the block of metal is no longer hot, it is lifted by these two guys to the lathe. Here it needs to carry out its next mission. Measuring and marking tools are also extremely effective and simple. His actions are extremely skilled. This is not his first day doing this job. Look at his eyes. I think he has been doing it for over 5 years. He checked and measured again to make sure there were no mistakes. You know, any mechanical profession requires extremely high precision. The first few revolutions, and the metal shavings are cut off, the cut is very clean. Each pillar head is cleanly cut. It can be said that this is also a time-consuming process. But it does not take as much effort as the hot forging process. Oh, is he using his phone while working? Next, the crankshaft outer surface machining is extremely important. It determines the fit of the crankshaft. 2 grooves are also created by lathe. He is welding down the support, very professional operation. Next the crankshaft was reheaded. He used a common crane, and then mounted it on a lathe stand. Now I just noticed this part of the process seems to need few people, only he does it. Look at the bracket on the other end of the crankshaft, what is its purpose? Can you explain it to me? Oh, I see the problem here. The purpose of placing the bearing offset like that is to create different short depth grooves on the crankshaft. The lathe tool is mounted in the correct position and the rotations of the lathe begin again. Look, I said it very precisely. You can see how the lathe rotation area works. To say that each industry and profession has a different creativity, but I have to tell all of you here that metalworking is the foundation of all others. The lathe was in place, no measuring tools. He used his eyes to replace all other measuring tools. Come hear me and you can all imagine what the original crankshaft shape looks like. Really admire these guys. He is measuring again. Can say everything is going according to plan. 1 mistake continue to be the rotation of the lathe along with the crankshaft. Almost done game. Basically this end is almost done. Now he continues to use his crane to change the crankshaft end and continue to turn the other end. I have never seen a utility knife that comes so close. Every cut, every turn, everything is so perfect. Then the metal block was lifted to the assembly area. I saw him standing quite close to the hot metal block. Was he hot? The third groove of the crankshaft is quickly and easily machined. It can be said that the work is 80% done here. He gave me and my friends a thumbs up, and you guys couldn't help but leave him a like, right? Leave a like and a comment below this video so I can send it to him. The crankshaft is then hoisted to another lathe. Here we can see every smallest detail is machined cleanly. We can hardly see any remaining iron shavings on the crankshaft surface. The spinning wheel spins fast and it seems finally we see a very perfect product. You think that's it? Not yet. Next the crankshaft goes to the mill, one of my favorite parts of the process. Here the crankshaft is securely mounted to ensure no unexpected accidents. Look at it, it's so eye-catching, isn't it? The knife cuts are so sweet and sharp. The crankshaft seems like just a piece of tofu in front of this peeler. The worker quickly brought the crankshaft to the place to take the mark and drill. What do you want to ask? This is an important step to create a groove on the crankshaft. This grooving step is also the final step. Now the crankshaft is complete. The workers can rest and sit down to enjoy a cup of tea, and moreover can sit watch this video of mine again. It seemed like they were familiar with this job. I didn't see any smiles on their faces. But I was sure that this crankshaft was worth a lot. The two workers quickly put the crankshaft on the truck to take it to the assembly site. At the end of the video, if you find it interesting, Please like and subscribe to this Machine B69 channel to help me so that I have more motivation to bring you more good videos. Thank you.